Good evening. Jamaica has recorded 49 new cases of COVID-19 and 0 deaths from the virus in the last 24 hours. The total number of COVID-19 related deaths remain at 1,061. The new cases consist of 25 females and 24 males with ages ranging from 1 day old to 99 years old. This brings the total number of confirmed coronavirus cases in the country since the outbreak to 50,054. The new cases were recorded as follows: Kingston and St. Andrew with 14, St. James 12, Westmoreland 11, Trelawney and St. Catherine 3, St. Anne and Hanover 2, and St. Elizabeth and Manchester 1. Meanwhile, a total of 123 people recovered from the virus in the past 24 hours, bringing the total number of recoveries to 29,953. There are 18,676 active cases of the virus on the island. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says it is anticipated that come August, Jamaica should receive additional supplies of COVID-19 vaccines. He said this would enable more people to be vaccinated, particularly those categorized in priority groups. Prime Minister Holness said, quote, "We are expecting that we will continue to vaccinate our older population, our critical workers, healthcare workers, police force, military, and our teachers," end quote. He also said that the plan is to return to school face-to-face in September for the start of the 2021-2022 academic year. The Prime Minister made the announcement on Saturday while visiting students at Penwood High School in Kingston who participated in the Caribbean Secondary Examination Certificate (CSEC) Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination (CAPE) superclasses in preparation for the regional external tests that began today, June 28. Controversial entertainer L.A. Lewis was arrested Sunday on a warrant for failure to appear before the St. Catherine Parish Court to answer to charges of breaches of the Disaster Risk Management Act, DRMA. In a viral social media video on Sunday, a plainclothes policeman informed the handcuffed entertainer, whose real name is Horace Lewis, that a judge had issued a warrant for his arrest. But the entertainer rebutted, insisting that he had not breached the DRMA. Concerning his alleged breach of the DRMA, it was reported that on October 3 of last year, L.A. Lewis and others were protesting in Spanish Town, breaching the government's COVID-19 protocols by not wearing masks in public spaces. The group was warned to leave the area, but Lewis and 2 other men refused. They were subsequently arrested and charged. The dancehall artist last appeared in court on the matter in March when the judge ordered him to undergo a psychiatric evaluation due to his behavior in court. Shortly after that court appearance, Lewis in a social media video indicated that he would file a lawsuit against the judge, insisting he was not mentally unstable. In other news, 39-year-old Natesia Gordon, an accountant of Westmead Willows, Bridgeport, St. Catherine, has been missing since Saturday, June 26. She's of dark complexion, slim build, and about 5 feet 5 inches tall. Reports from the Bridgeport police are that she was last seen at about 10 a.m. on Saturday. Her mode of dress at the time she went missing is unknown. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Natesia Gordon is being asked to contact the Bridgeport Police at 876-988-2697, the police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. The St. James Police have launched a manhunt for 4 gunmen who shot and injured 7 people in the parish yesterday. Reports from the police are that at about 2:40 p.m., men armed with high-powered rifles and handguns opened fire at a group of men who were at a car wash in Dam Road Square in the parish. 4 men were injured at that location. An off-duty officer who was nearby responded to the incident. The officer was shot at by the men. She returned gunfire, however, the men fled in a motor car. She escaped unhurt. In a bid to escape, the gunmen collided with another motor vehicle. They then opened fire on the occupants, injuring 3 more persons. The injured persons were taken to the hospital, where they are being treated. Investigations are ongoing. Detectives from the Kingston Western Proactive Investigation Unit have cracked a multi-million-dollar fraud case following the arrest and charge of the main suspect. The development follows investigations into a motor vehicle auction scam where complainants have been fleeced of millions of dollars. The accused has been identified as Sean Latham, a 35-year-old merchandiser of Knightsdale Drive, Kingston 19, who has been charged with obtaining money by false pretense and fraudulent conversion. Detectives report that between Wednesday, June 9 and Monday, June 14, Latham used the image and name of government minister and Western Portland Member of Parliament Daryl Vaz to lure unsuspecting people to purchase motor vehicles through an alleged auction at the Kingston Wharf. Through phone calls and instant messaging, Latham told the complainants that he was Daryl Vaz and he had connections with upcoming motor vehicle auctions. The complainant subsequently paid out over $4 million to the accused man for 2 motor vehicles. After the money was paid over, the complainant suspected some ambiguities and reported the matter to the police. A sting operation was arranged by the police on June 14, where the accused man was arrested. The Jamaica Constabulary Force says it wishes to make it clear that the accused man is in no way connected to Mr. Daryl Vaz, nor does he have any authority to conduct business on his behalf. The accused man is being investigated by the fraud squad for several other cases that have a similar modus operandi. The Jamaica Constabulary Force is urging the public to be wary of persons utilizing trusted organizations or individuals while preying on suspecting persons. Persons should also seek to do business through the official channels and procedures and avoid any scheme that appears, quote, too good to be true. In other news, Prime Minister Andrew Holness toured sections of the Greater Bernard Lodge development project in the Bernard Lodge and in Innswood area of St. Catherine today, where he discussed future development plans for the area. And here is Javon Thomas with more on this story.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness announced today that the Sugar Company of Jamaica, SCJ, will be forming a lease management unit that will monitor the performance of landowners in the Greater Bernard Lodge development project.
Persons may have had the benefit of a lease of lands in the Bernard Lodge area, and they have held the lease for many years and never used it. Other persons come and take over the lease and have no arrangements with Bernard Lodge, with SCJ. Persons would have sublet. So we have leased to one person and they have turned around and sublet to 10 or 20 other persons. And those things create quite a bit of confusion. But the greatest challenge is that these lands would have been leased to persons, many of whom never paid $1 on the lease, even though the lease was peppercorn rates. That can't continue. So in this new model, the SCJ has been instructed to form a lease management unit. And every lease that is given within that 1,300 acres and those that will exist, continue to exist, that they must perform. Meaning, one, that you can't lease the land and have it sit down there doing nothing while there are other persons who would like to lease the land. So there is a performance clause in the contract for the agricultural leases. And if you lease the land, we're not asking for exorbitant lease payments. Most of the leases are very reasonable. So if you lease the land, you must pay.
He added that the lack of transparency of leases will stop going forward.
So the lands that you have, the SCJ has, it has to be properly used, properly managed in the interest of the Jamaican citizens. So the kind of, lack of transparency in leases, the challenges with persons holding on to leases, not using the land, those things will have to stop going forward. So you have now a lease management unit which will ensure that every single lease is performing and that there are no pretend farmers there, that anyone who gets the land must be farming the land. And if you can't farm the land, the termination clause by virtue of the performance clause will be executed to get farmers in who want to use the land. So going forward, this will be a very productive area.
Prime Minister Holness also mentioned that 15,000 of the 70,000 housing solutions will be in the Bernard Lodge development.
We intend as a government to build 70,000 housing solutions for Jamaicans. We intend to have solutions for every price point. Up to $3 million in terms of a lot solution, meaning you could get a piece of land within that ballpark. We could go up to $6 million, one bedroom solution. We could go up to 8 million, which could be an extended one bedroom, maybe even a 2-bedroom solution. And we're seeing an example of that now. Today, Catherine Estates, they had an official ceremony there, and the housing price is within the $6 million region. And we also toured Phoenix Park, Phoenix Estates, where you're seeing solutions from 11, 13, 15 million going up. And we visited another development, New Era, where they have started work and their price range would be 20 to 25 million. So there is a solution for every price point within this Bernard Lodge development. And that is the message, that is the intention. So the Bernard Lodge development will give us 15 of the 70,000, 15,000 of the 70,000 houses that we want to develop. So we are fairly well on our way with meeting this commitment.
I'm Javon Thomas reporting for Mello TV News.
Thanks, Javon. And those are some of the stories making news. We will return with other stories with Minister of Local Government and Rural Development Desmond McKenzie noting that $534 million fire station being built on Barnett Street in Montego Bay, St. James is on track for completion within the next 2 months. Plus news that the Coding in Schools program, which is now in its pilot phase in 20 schools, is to be rolled out in other institutions shortly. But first, let's take a break and then join Christopher Scott with sports.